So let's start with the location. We'll continue with the location map, which we left here pending. So this is my add function, add component, and this is the location map. Location map is almost done. I need to just do some minor twisting in this file. If you see that this is my location map, and if you see this is a map, and if there are other fields on the page, I will be lost what I'm trying to add here with the map. So I need some title which will tell user that what kind of thing I'm trying to add in the map. So I will add one more title. So this is one title which I'm getting for the input box. I will add one more title here in H3 tag, and I'll call this as main title. That will tell me what kind of functionality I'm trying to add in this map, and this will come from the as a props. I will get this title from the props, and in the add.js I will add the title, main title equal to, maybe I can say my home or home location, something like that, so that user knows what thing I'm trying to add in this map. I will not change these options to city or anything in this map. So right now I will not use this option, and I'll also not use this value, so I'll delete this value also. And for here I will remove the value part, and I'll remove the option part here also. And I will change this to, okay, let it be latitude, longitude. Let me see now. So I'm putting this home location here, and I'm displaying this map, so that user will know that he is trying to add his home location. And that's the reason I put this main title here. This is the one of the thing I'm doing the change. Another thing which I do change now. So if I get here in the initialize function, when I load this page, I have this initialize function. In the initialize function, I have, if latitude and longitude are present, I will show these two things. And if it is not present, I go to navigator geolocation. And if there is error in the geolocation, I show this error. So that means user has disabled the geolocation. So I'm going into the error part. When I'm in the error part, I will, rather than giving the error to the user, I will hard code the latitude and longitude to whatever I want, and I will forcefully call these two based on map, this latitude and longitude. So that means if there is error, I will not display error to the user. I will take this latitude and longitude hard-coded value, and I will display this latitude longitude to the user. Based on this hard-coded value, I will show something to the user. So even if I have error, I will ignore the error, and I'll just show the default latitude and longitude, which I put it forcefully here. You can change it to whatever you want. I put some latitude and longitude. I'm showing this based on this latitude and longitude. So if I send latitude and longitude, I will use these two lines. And if I don't send this, I will take the current address of the user and I'll show the address and map. And if user has disabled the navigator, I will hard code it to some latitude longitude and show that to the user. So in any case, user will be able to see some kind of map before he try to edit it. So that is the purpose of this default one. Since I'm not using error part, I'll delete this handle error function. So this is another part I did. Now let's see what things are remaining. I will fix that. Okay, let me open the terminal. So I'm getting few warnings. Let's try to fix those. In the location map, I am getting 180 line number. So 180 line number is this. Here I'm using latitude and longitude, which is coming from these props. So whenever I use some variable inside this use effect, this warning comes if we don't put dependencies in this rectangular part. So I will put this latitude and LNG in this rectangular part to remove the warning. I will also get few more missing dependencies of field name and set form value, because I am calling field name and set form value. So I need those two also in the dependencies. So let me add that, set form values and the field name. Now I don't get any warning here in the use effect. Let's test the application again, and if everything is fine, so we are done. I'll change the address. I'm able to change the address. And apartment number is also coming correctly. And once I save it, I should be able to save in the particular table. Let me save it. And then I'll go here to check. Here I'll see the address is correctly. I have put the address. I have the location geo. And these two are correctly there in the database. So another note which you have to take here is, I removed the value part from the constant. That means I won't be able to really edit the location address. That means when I try to edit it, I will not allow user to edit it. I will ask user to delete this location map or overwrite with the new one. So edit part, I removed it because edit part was causing some performance issue, and I don't want that performance issue in this location map. And that being said, either user have to delete the old address which he has put, or I will just show this map, and once he fill it, I will overwrite the new address which he has inserted. I will not allow user to edit the current address, but I will ask user to delete the address, or when I work with the real project, I will ask user to delete the address, or I will say whatever new address user will put, it will override the old address. So that one, there is a slight change in this location map. And that is the final location map here. So you can use this location map whenever you want in your application. And if you feel that location map is too much to show to the user, sometimes you don't want user to see the map, then we can only show the location box which I showed you on that day. So either you use location box or location map as per your application. When we go with the pass server, they don't allow two geolocations. See, I have this location geo. So two geolocation are not allowed in one table. And then when we build some ad page, if we put two location things, it will give error. It will say that only one location geo point is allowed, two is not allowed. So in any case, you have to put only one location. Either you put location map or you put location box. Whatever you feel comfortable, you can do that. So we are done with the location map. Any questions on location map? We can use that. Otherwise, I will go to next topic. Okay, let's go to next topic now. I'll close this location. I'll be creating project 9 now. I'll copy the content from project 8. And in the app.js, I will point to project 9. In project 9, I will put something what I am trying to do. In project 8 also, I did not change this one. This is, I will say, location map. And in the project 7, I will rename this to location box. In project 9, I will be doing images, YouTube links, and file links. In the add.js, I will call three functions, three components. One is called GetImage. One is called GetImage. Let me see what is another. From the GetImage, from the widget GetImage, and I'll also call GetYouTube. So this is the YouTube link I want. I'll say get YouTube, and third thing will be get file. I will create three files. One will be get image.jsx. I'll call get youtube.jsx, and I'll call get file.jsx. You will see what I'm trying to do. I'll do one, and these two will be just copy paste with few changes. And in each one, I will just create a dummy component. This is get file. This is get image. And this is get YouTube. I'll go to add one, and I call all three, and I'll call this three in the page. First will be get image. Second will be get YouTube. and third will be get file. So you can use either one of them or all of the three in your application as per your requirement. Let's see if I get any error in the console.log in this one. I closed it by mistake. One second, page is loading. Okay, so I don't get any error. Let's see how the page looks. I'll change the layout name to project 9. Let me put this from H1 to H3. H1 looks too big. And I will name this project 9 as images, YouTube links, and file links. So that is the topic, and what exactly it means I'll tell you in a bit. I want in my application people to put the image URL or the YouTube URL or any file URL to download or PDF link, and for that I will create these three utilities that will ask user to put the image URL or the YouTube one or the get file. I can also use the upload functionality and try to get the image upload or video upload, but that is not very practical. When I build my website, if I put GetImage, there will be thousands or millions of users will come and try to put the image on my server. And my server is not big like Facebook or Google, so that I can tackle all the images and all the videos in my server. So instead of giving the upload facility, I will ask user to put the image URL or the YouTube URL or the file URL, and then I will only save the metadata, that is the image name or the YouTube URL or the file URL in my database. I will not save the real image in my server. I will not save the YouTube URL in YouTube video in my or any video in my server. I will not save any file in my server. I will also show you how to upload the file in next 2-3 days, but that is only for the learning purpose. When you build your real website, it's very difficult to save a lot of images on the website because web server has limited storage. So better to save, rather than to save the image, we will only save the image URL, and rest will be taken from the URL. So we will display the image from the URL, not from my server. So I will only save the URL in my server. I will not save the real image. Though I will show you the upload functionality, but use that only for your knowledge purpose. Don't use it for a real website. Don't allow user to upload a file on your server because we have limited space. If we have a big company with big servers which can handle multiple terabyte data, then we can take the image and YouTube or file from the user and save it there. So let's start with the image one, and these two will be mostly copy paste with the slight differences, and then I will just do those differences in these two. Let's start with the get image one. I will close this. I will close this and let's open the GetImage one. In this, first I will create the variable which will be coming from the previous page. So what things I need for this page is, one of the thing I need is title, I need the name, I need the placeholder, I need the change function, so maybe I can say on handle change, and I need the value. So these are things I needed from the add component. I will also need O and set O. If you remember, in the location I used it to empty the content of the input box. So I'll use state. Initially it will be false. I need the reference also to manipulate the input box. So I will use react dot use ref. Initially it will be null. Now I will need few functions. One will be the handle change. And this handle change will be the local to this component. This on handle change will come from the add one, but this handle change will be local to this file if I need to do some changes in this file. I will also need another function, handle delete. Since I will be allowing user to add multiple images, so I should also give them ability to delete those images. So I need the handle delete also. And I will also need cancel function, which I'll show you where it is using in the page. We'll see where it is, we are using it. And the final function will be handle submit. So when user puts the image URL, he should be able to submit that. And this submit will call this on handle change, and on handle change will save in the add page that is here somewhere. So maybe we need images to be saved in the images variable. I want YouTube URL to be saved in YouTube variable, or I can say videos, whatever you want, videos. And last will be, I want to say files. All will be in array format. Files, to get the file, I will save it in the file one. And when I'm trying to save in database, I don't need geolocation for this one. I need images. Then I need YouTube or videos. And I also need files. So when user will submit the form, I will be saving these three variables in the database. And these three will come from these three components. Right now I'm on the first component, GetImage, where I created few variables in the top and few functions here. I need one more variable which will take the current images and save it in the current one, current component. So it will be constant current value. This is something when user will put image URL in the text box, that will be saved here in this local variable. And then when user will click some submit button, it will go to handle submit, and inside the handle submit I will call this one on handle change. This on handle change will do some changes in this add page. That is, on handle change, it will save the images in this variable. So it is current value and set current value equal to react.useState, and these are the initialized variables, and this is the functions which I will be calling in my application. And now let's build this component, and one by one I will fill these functions and display that functions. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's start with this one. This is my div tag. This is the main div tag. I'll be putting the style equal to so first style I will say position equal to relative. Since I'll be using the cross icon which I already used in the location one, to make this cross icon we need a position of relative in the top parent div. Okay. So this is my main div. I have written this input box. If you remember, in the widget I have already created this input box. I'll be using this input box in my GetImage one to take the input parameter, and for that I have to call the input box. I'll say input from dot input. So I'll be using input in this to take the image URL from the user. So I'll call the input box, and here I have to give few parameters like title. Title will be with title which I get it here. Next will be name which I will get here. Next is placeholder which I get here. And I want the value, which value should be put in this input box. I will not take this value, I'll take this current value. This is the local value which will be updating in the GetImage. So I'll take this current value. I'll also take reference equal to current reference. This reference is nothing but this one, and this reference is used to manipulate the input box. Okay, and then I'll take the style equal to, style will be, let's say I will say padding of right. Why I'm giving padding I'll show you in a bit, you will see. And then I will close this input box. I also need the handle change, because this input box which is there, where is that input box? This input box also need this handle change, so I need this handle change also in my GetImage. let me call handle change also equal to, and this handle change will not call this one. This handle change will call the local handle change, this one. When we call the handle submit, then only we call this on handle change. So till we don't have the submit call, we will not call this on handle change. We'll call this current handle change only in this input box. I'm using this reference and passing this to input component. So whenever we have something kind of reference, it will not go properly in this input box. For that, I need to change this input one to a little different one. Otherwise, I won't be able to handle this reference directly in the input box. I'll show you now how it looks and what error it is coming, and then we'll fix that error. I have to get the props. I'm getting error for the props. I'll put the props here. So right now you don't see any error. You only see this text one. You don't see any error. Okay, we got this error here. The function component cannot be given a reference. Attempt to access the reference will fail. So whenever I give the reference, it will fail. And to fix that, I need to use this react.forwardRef. And otherwise, I won't be able to use the reference. So let's use this react.forwardRef to fix this error. Here is my input component. I will do some changes here in this so that I should be able to fix the error which I showed you just now. Here I don't see the references there. I don't here, so I have to pass the reference here. So maybe I can say ref equal to ref. This ref will be the variable I will create here. So in addition to this props, I can also get the ref, and this ref I will use here in this reference. And to use this ref, I have to modify this more by, after completion of this input component, I will create a variable called as forward input. You can name it whatever you want. I will use it as react.forwardRef, and I will pass this input component. So this input component is passed here in the forward ref, and I will put this forward ref as the default output. So instead of putting this input as the default, I will use this input in the react.forwardRef, and I export this forward input. And let's see what I'm getting now. So you'll see I don't get the error now because of these changes. So to fix the reference, I have to always call reference as the second parameter, and then I have to call this forward input like this. Instead of props, I can destructurize using the curly bracket, and in this curly bracket I can pass the title, I can pass the type. Let's make the type forcefully as text for now, because this input text. I will type the placeholder, put it here. I will put the name here. I can destructurize directly here without going in a separate line. I'll put the value here. and I'll put the handle change here, and I will remove the props from every place. Okay, so all the variables are coming here as the props, and I can destructurize the props in the rectangular bracket, and then directly I can take the variable here. And I'm passing this. I will pass this in this input box in the GetImage1. I have title, name, placeholder, value, reference, style, and list. You will see I haven't used the style here, but I passed the style here. So what if I want to use the style? So either I can add this style here in here top, or another way is I will say these are the fixed variable I want, and whatever rest is coming, I will put it in the 3 dot and I will name it as rest. I can change it to any name I want, but I will put the 3 dot. This means that these things it will take forcefully, and whatever rest I am getting, like title, like the style, and if I put any other thing, like for example key, or maybe I can say handle submit equal to blah blah. So whatever things which I have not mentioned, they will come inside this rest part. So the rest part will be any other parameter which I send in the input 1 in addition to this one. So this is the hard coded value which I pass it here, and any variable which I pass in addition to this will go inside the rest one. So tomorrow, if I want to add few more things, I will add it here in the rest, and then I can take use of that rest one also. I will tell you that later in a bit how I can pass that. So right now think of only rest is getting addition property called as a style. And here what I will do, I will put dot 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 rest. So that means I will put at the top. I will put at the top of this one. That means whatever things I am sending it, like style, it will automatically apply to my farm control. And these are the hard-coded values which I pass it here. And whatever rest I will pass will go inside this here. So this style property will go in the rest, and it will be applied here in the top. That is the purpose of rest here. I can show you, I can put some property here, background equal to hash 000, for example. So props is not defined. Let's see in the input. It's in the input.jx line number 29. So I might have missed something. So this description also will come. So let's put this description here. See, the color is coming like this because I haven't given the style here in this input box, but I'm sending the style in the rest in this image. That's the reason you are seeing the background color or something. Now I'm not getting this background color. So add function is calling getImage. GetImage is calling the input box, and input box is taking the parameter and showing it to the user. And in the GetImage, I need all these properties from the add one. So I will add these properties here in this add one. I will change this one to, so on handle change, let me remove the comma here because these will go as a props, so I don't need the comma. And title will be, I will say for example, images. Name will be images, small letter. Placeholder will be enter image URL. And on handle change, I have not written a function for this one. So right now I'll just pass the empty function, and the value will be form values dot images. Form values dot images. These are the things I pass in the GetImage. And from GetImage, I will pass these things to the input box to display the input box with these values. So I can see the images as a title, and this is the placeholder, and here I can put the image URL. Let's inspect this image URL. So I have the name of images. This is the placeholder. This is the text. ID is images, and padding right is 50 pixels. I get this information for this input box. Now, once user put the image URL, I want it to submit it to the so that I can take it in this add one, and then from the add one, when I click the submit button, it should go to my database, and database will be something testing URLs. So this is the purpose now. Still this one is not done. Now I will go further, and I will create the submit part so that I can submit it, and I will create the handle change part. Whenever user will try to change the input one, I want it to save it for the current value, and that is the reason now I will create this handle change for this one. So handle change will expect the key, that is event, as a parameter, and here I can say set current value equal to e.target.value. So whatever value user will put here, it will be saved in the current value. And as soon as user will try to put something, I will say if value is there, that is e.target.value is there, I will also make this set O equal to true. And if value is not there, I can also say set O equal to false. So if user put something in this text one, I will say set O equal to true, otherwise set O equal to false, and I will update the current value. And I will check what is the current value is there. And what is the value of O is there. As soon as I type something, you will see O become true and current value become whatever I am typing it here. So this is the basic functionality. I did it today. Okay, I did it handle change, and I just created the me functions. I created this input one. So try to do this thing today, and tomorrow we'll do further and finish this image part and YouTube and file also. We'll finish all the three. So that's all about React today, and I will move to some other topic now. But this one, I don't want to do whole thing today here, GetImage, because this image will take 1 hour more to finish it, because I have to do image, file, and YouTube, and that I will do tomorrow. It will take 1 hour more to finish all these things. So right now, just try to do this part, do the GetImage one. These are the variables. This is first function I've done, and this is the HTML of the GetImage. Same thing. I did change the input one by putting in the destructuring the props and getting all the rest variable here, and then I changed it in the page, and I call the forward input to make the reference work. Question is when I start the Redux. Thing is that Redux is not needed unless the page is, the project is so big and one component needs the variable from another component. If you don't need that, no need to use the Redux. Everything can be done in the React. How to use the Redux? I already showed you one project, how to do the Redux. You can use that one if you want to learn the Redux part. But the project which we are doing right now doesn't need any variable from another component. So I'm not using the Redux. As soon as any project will need the information with from another component, then I will introduce the Redux in this project. That is the time. And you know, if everything is going without Redux, that is much better, because we are able to do things without Redux. But time will come when the project becomes so big and we need a variable from another component. At that time, I will do it. Otherwise, let's do everything without Redux. Why to add the complexity of Redux if we do everything without Redux? But you know, things go complicated when the project will become big and big, and many times we need some variable from another component. Then we use the Redux in that time. Time will come, so you have to wait for that time. Okay, let's try to do something about object-oriented JavaScript and our problems, which I will do. I will start now. Let's start with object-oriented first. If you remember, the last time, so this is done for today, the React part. You can do this, though the images and this all is not done, but we have done some functionality which we will be completing tomorrow. And for today, just do this one, practice this till this one. You try to practice whatever I do. You try to practice same thing every day. Okay, so that you should know what I'm teaching. If you only listen and don't practice, you will forget everything, and after that you have a lot of burden to do it again. So last time, if you remember, we completed the closure function, and now we will be starting objects in JavaScript. Objects is very big topic in JavaScript, and it will take about a month to complete this object. It has many things we have to see. A lot of things are there, a lot of complexities are there. So consider it a month time. So maybe mid-December or end of the December we'll be continuing the objects. So the first thing which we see is we have already seen the array. Now we will moving from the array to objects. That is the concept of objects. That is the topic today. So what are the arrays? Arrays are, let me write down in the notes, otherwise here you will be missed. Okay, let me write down here. So we have arrays, and in array what we saw, it is a list of values, and each value has index. Each value has index. This index is numeric type, and it starts from 0 and increases after that. So this is what we saw in array. Let's try to create one array. It's called myArray equal to, I can say, red color, blue color. We are putting only the value here, and in the background each one has a key. This one has a key of 0, this one has a key of 1, this one has a key of 2. So this is the array we define. Now if I want to grab this part, I will say myArray of 0. I will get the value of red. If I say myArray of 1, I'll get the value of blue. And if I say myArray of 2, it will give the value of yellow. If I put here, and I will say myArray, I'll get all 3, and if I say of 0, I'll get red. Okay, so this is the array. Let me put it. So if I make a table, I have key here, value here. In the 0 number, I will say value is red. In the 1 number, I will say value is blue. In the 2 number, I have the value of yellow. So this is all about array. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, yeah, now I'll start. I thought I need something, but it's okay. So this is all about array. Now we will go with the object. So object is similar to array. There is only one difference. What is the difference? Difference is about the key. Here in object you define your own keys, whereas in array keys are automatically incremented from 0 above. So in array you saw that there is 0, 1, 2 and the keys is incremented, but in object we define our own keys. Here keys are defined by us, but value can be anything. So this is the difference between the object and the array. And the keys which we define in object can be numeric 0, 1, 2, or it can be a string also. So it can be anything, either numeric or it can be string. So keys can be numeric and also it can use any character which you like. So for example, I will create one object var obj equal to, and while creating the object we need to use the curly bracket, and while creating the array we need to use rectangular bracket. So this is another difference which we see. And in that, in object, we define our own key like first name, John, last name, Doe. So these keys are here, my own invention. Whatever I want to create the key, I can create it. And value can be anything. Value can be same, red, blue, yellow, whatever I want, or John, Doe, or anything, age, anything. But the here keys I am defining is of my choice. Here the keys are defined by the program or system or the JavaScript language, and it is not defined by us. So it is 0, 1, 2, and all these keys are numeric. It cannot have the non-numeric key. So if you see this object, so it starts with the variable. So variable name is obj, and instead of rectangular bracket I am using curly bracket, and each element is separated by comma. So here first element is there, this one, and then I put the comma and I have the second element. It is optional to put comma in the last. You can either put it or you can delete this also. It's up to you if you want to put it or you want to delete it. Each key value pair, this is the key and this is the value, is separated by the semicolon. So I can say each key value pair is separated by semicolon. This key, if you see this key, it is without the quotation mark, but you can also put this key in the quotation one. So for example, if I create var o equal to, let's say I can say first name as John. So I didn't put the quotation here in the key. I can create same object, but in this case I can put single quote on the key. I can also put double quote on the key. So either single or double quote is also fine. So all these three cases are same. Either I put no quotation in the key, Either I can put single quotation in the key or either put double quotation in the key. All three are same. There's no difference. It is recommended to use this part without any quotation unless the key is something reserved word or something non-numeric or something special character. Then we put this key in the quotation one. For example, I'll create another object. In this object, I'll create first, for example, something as a key, and I'll put some value as 1. And now, if I want to create a key something like this, yes or no, see there is a space, and this will not work because there is a space, and I cannot assign it to some value 2. So since this has the space, this is not the normal variable type, I can put this in single or double quote, and then I can assign the value. Or another example is, for example, if I have a special character like this, exclamation at the rate, something like that, as the value of 3. This also I cannot put without the quotation. Let's take this in the browser. This is my variable. Now if I type O, I will get this, and this. So if I want to use this yes or no, I cannot say O dot yes or no. This is wrong. It will give some error. So since this is not the normal variable name, I have to say O dot or O in the bracket. I have to put the single or double quotation, and then I can say this key to get the value. If I have something special character or something non-normal variable name, I have to use the single or double quote. But if I have something normal string, I can say O dot something. That way I can get it. Generally, when we define our object, we define like this only. We don't define like this and this. But if we want to define this or this, we have to use single or double quote in the key to use it. This is the one way of creating the object like curly bracket. There are few more ways to create the object, which we will see in few coming days, to see how to create object without this curly bracket. So this is the simplest or the easiest way to create the object using the curly bracket. And that is all for today. That is, we moved from array to object. Array has rectangular bracket, object has curly bracket. That is what a simple meaning of object is. Array can have numeric key, object can have numeric and non-numeric keys. In object, we start with the curly bracket. Each thing will be separated by the comma, and key and value are separated by colon. That is what object is there. We have to do lot in object, and I'm saying that objects will go for a month till maybe December end or so. So we'll be doing objects a lot, and we'll see every part of the object, each and every part which are in objects, and how to use with examples. That's all for today. Any questions?